In the previous video, we took an in-depth look at installing and configuring the vSphere Data Protection Appliance. It's now time to start using it and creating backup jobs. In this video, we will learn to manage backup jobs. We will look at the various types of backups that are available, such as image level backups, virtual disk backups, application level backups, and so on. So we are in the VMware vSphere web client again, and I am looking at the vSphere Data Protection Appliance that's running at our headquarters site. And we see that we have one backup job already in place, and it's enabled, and it's backing up the Windows Server 2016 server that I have, the virtual machine. Now, we are going to click on Backup Job Actions and create a new backup job. So the backup jobs can be of several types. You can either have guest images, that is entire virtual machines, or applications. So if you have application servers such as SharePoint server, Exchange server, or SQL server, then at an application level we can back up those application servers. We're going to back up guest images because the process is essentially the same, and click on Next. We have the option here of selecting the full virtual machine with all the VMDKs there, or we can pick up individual disks of a certain virtual machine. Now, I'm going to go with the full image because I want to be able to restore the entire virtual machine, and especially if I want to replicate it across, that is, replicate the backup across to a second with VDP that's out somewhere in a branch or at a disaster recovery site. I'd rather actually do that. Now, there are cases, of course, where you would want to back up individual disks only. If there's only one disk that changes, for example, that's the one that you want to back up. So you have to look at that situation and make a decision. Most of the time, I suspect that one would be backing up full images. This checkbox here to fall back to the non-quiesced backup if quiescence fails is that if VMware Tools essentially is unable to quiesce the operating system, essentially making sure that all pending I/O has been completed and no new transactions are going through at that time when the snapshot is taken, then we go back to a non-quiesced backup. And so what I have decided to do here is just go back to the non-quiesced backup, because if you wait for an operating system to actually quiesce, it adds a lot of time to the backup job, because that could take a long time for a large and very productive server. Click on Next. So we have to select the backup sources, and we are looking at this data center here. Now we have a choice of 2 servers, 200 and 201. I'm going to actually pick up one of these Ubuntu virtual machines that I have in place here. So as an example, perhaps we can look at Ubuntu 14.04 long-term support PactPub 2. And we select that. Of course, you can select multiple machines. We're going to do 1, and then I click Next. Now we need to look at the schedule. So how often are we going to do the backups? Now, the backup schedule can be a daily schedule. It can be a weekly schedule. It can be the first, second, third, fourth, or the last, and then you have the days of the week in every month. And you can define the start time on the servers as well. The reason the start time on the server is defined as 8 p.m. is because the backup window as defined for this VDP appliance starts at 8 p.m. and of course that can be changed. So we look at the daily backup schedule, and we back it up at 8 p.m., which is the start of the backup window. Now we need to specify the retention policy. You can of course keep it forever. You can keep it for any number of days that you wish, or you can keep it until a certain date, or one can have this schedule. So you can have daily backups basically for 60 days and weekly backups. And this is usually set up by the infrastructure organization. They make decisions based on business requirements for these retention policies. So obviously the numbers that one plugs in here in a production environment is based on what is required for the business for that virtual machine. I'm going to keep things simple again. So the retention policy will be for 60 days and then the backup will be wiped out. I click next, and I need to specify a backup job name. So I say packed pub backup job. It needs to be a unique name. And there we have it. We are going to back up the Ubuntu packed pub 2 virtual machine. It'll be backed up to the VDP appliance storage, which was defined when the appliance was installed. And we are going to try and quiesce it and then fall back to a non-quiesced backup. And we'll back up every day at 8 p.m. and we will retain the backups for 60 days. And I click on finish. And after a few seconds, I get the response that the backup job was created successfully. I click on OK. And we can see that the new job has been published and enabled. It has never been run yet. And what we have an option to do now is to actually select that, and you can click on backup now. So when I click on backup now, I back up all the sources that I defined. And once again, the backup requests have been issued successfully. So when I go back to my vCenter that's running at headquarters, you can see that process has started, and obviously here we go, the VDP backup job is running, and it creates the virtual machine a snapshot. Basically, it snapshots it and then backs up the snapshot, and then afterwards it reconsolidates the disks again after the backup job is actually completed. So we'll let this job run. It shouldn't take too much time. So the process is now complete. Let's take a look at exactly how this is done. So you can see here that a virtual machine snapshot is created, the backup job is run, and after the backup is done, the machine is reconfigured and the snapshot is removed. So this is how this process actually works, and what we can do is to go back into the VDP and take a look at what we have. Since this backup completed successfully, I go into backup. We have those two backup jobs. This backup job completed, you can see it took 3 minutes 15 seconds, and this is its scheduled time. It was successful. Let's see if we have now more restore points, and the answer is yes, we do have more restore points. This is the packed pub 2 Ubuntu machine that we just backed up, and we have this 1 point, and it's interesting, it's only 1 gig in size. In this video, we learned how to create backup jobs, the different types of backup jobs that are available, as well as how to manage the life cycle of the backup jobs. In the next video, we will learn to restore from these backups, and I look forward to seeing you there.